Hey, this is John, NY Camper 62. I wanted to do a little review on the Coleman Powerchill Cooler. First, a little disclaimer. It is not a refrigerator. It is a thermoelectric cooler. It uses a Peltier, basically a thermoelectric plate with 2 heat sinks and 2 fans. I wanted to also show you a little bit of a modification I've done to this one. And you might not want to do that to a brand new unit because it'll probably void the warranty. I picked this one off of Craigslist, and I had to replace the exterior fan, and that's a standard 92mm case fan, so that worked out pretty well. Alright, normally these things will have a cover on the outside to protect the exterior fan, but I had to take it off anyway to replace it, and I thought to leave it off so a little more air could circulate around the heatsink. And of course it occurred to me the inside cover might restrict some airflow as well. Well, you don't want a bunch of things rolling around in there hitting the fan, so I had to come up with a new plan. That's a PVC reducer, 3 to 4. If you heat it up just a little bit, now you don't want the flames hitting the plastic, you don't want to burn it, you just heat it up enough so it's pliable. And then that will snap into place and allow for a little extra airflow to be drawn farther away from the fan, circulating the airflow. It's very important that air circulates in these things, otherwise they will not work. A couple of notes before I forget. That's thin plastic for the reducer, probably just for drainage. And the fan was 3-wire. You have the power lead, the ground lead, and then there's a sensor lead. You can basically just clip the sensor lead and tape it off. Another thing you can do to help these things out is to pre-chill your items in an actual refrigerator before you pack this thing and take it away. One thing I do is I use the shelf to hold a couple of ice packs in place for something nice and cold on the opposite end, and that actually makes for a nice little chilling space for things like your coffee creamer, maybe some mustard or ketchup, eggs, things like that. Alright, the next mod, well, it's not really mod, is I use an Accurite portable thermometer. It actually uses a probe, and I use a little piece of Velcro to attach that onto the front part of the handle. And that just sits at the bottom of the cooler, and you pack your items around it. That really doesn't take up space. The reducer does, but you're only sacrificing the amount of space for 1 or 2, maybe 3 soda cans. You just pack your items around it because, again, air has to circulate through these units in order for them to work properly. One good thing these thermoelectric coolers are good for is if you've got groceries and a few miles to travel, space them out fairly well again so air can get around, and it will do a fairly good job of keeping them chilled. Alright, from home to the truck, parking lot at the grocery store, to camp. That's the thermoelectric cooler hooked up to the solar system. That's a little cardboard cover for the outside fan I came up with to help with the air ventilation. It's keeping things nice and chilled like it should. Drawing 4 amps continuously to do it, but that's a 12-pack and about 3 days worth of groceries. Happy camping. Alright, good morning. It's about 75 degrees inside the camper. I unplugged the cooler overnight, and it was able to keep things just over 40 degrees inside. Alright, it's about 3:30. Out to camp, we're getting some work done. 80-85 degrees inside the trailer. The chiller is keeping things about a nice 38 degrees, so we're going to power it down for a little while.